Something. What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? DNA of King James, Kenneth St. Michael. Polygamous minded, 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the talk. That's foul like a stop in Frisk, New York. At 20, I said I better quit by 30 than by 30. I thought by 40 rapping is corny. How wrong was I? Never would have thought that 50 new songs by Nas. Hear their name called, but ain't nobody there. The definition of my name probably started where I rode the E-train, fingers covered in ink stains. Writing was like an escape inside leave the beat flame. It was Rod, Kane, Coogee, and Chris. Few names like Cool James, Face, Cube, and Rick. That was musically sick, successful and unnatural. I throw these songs in a cyanide capsule. The truth is poison to any fraud. Demigod, rocking suits and shoes, going against any odds. How could you hate me? I survived the 80s, the D's, the trauma, embalming fluid and laced. Inhale fumes from a stove up. The show's booked up. I chose to take the world over. Look up. What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Hey yo, 30 years later, Illmatic was dropped. Yeah, man, what the am I doing?
Hey yo, Prim, chill. I got the rhymes, you got the beats.
Alright.
30 years later, we back in the streets, we back in the lab.
Alright then. Let's go, Nas.
It's time. It's album time. Yeah.
It's time.
It's time. Black is time.
Premiere album still gonna happen.
Yeah. I've been dealing, shedding skin till I make my way up.
The dawn of a new season brings the dawn of a new era for this franchise. There's a new coach in charge, tasked with guiding this team to the peak of the NFL. For someone with dreams of reaching Canton, this first day and their first interview will set the stage for a career to come.
I've been dealing, shedding skin till I make my way up. I'm out here stepping, repping, flow electric, time for the wake up. Got rid of them leeches, weakness, ain't no breaching. God is beside us, still ride with a in the fleece. I'ma up my piece if you trying to divide us. Still count my blessings, lessons, my confessions, go to the high up. These they come from the cause, we different in could never deny us. I'm removing the scales from my eyes, I see through the lies they pop. Piper, warfare with spiritual forces, fighting the demons, really for lifers. Karma, with your energy harness. If I'm back in the corner, I might get it clicking until I just feel a nirvana. I see blood in the water, homies are gone, he couldn't see the piranhas. Got it hot as divider, I'm from the bottom, on treacherous timing. They'll pop your melon in front of those seeds over that beef and broccoli. He poked his chest out, he can't breathe over that ego popping. I put that glass on my wrist and went window shopping. Gotta sow your seeds, they wouldn't believe on all of the fruits that blossom. Got the enemy toppled, I got the energy turning like 20 more notches. I've been trusting the process, no other option really is bigger than me. Got infinity stones inside of me deep, and I let the chakras speak. I will not retreat, you can never compete, your flesh is way too weak. I've been dealing, shedding skin till I make my way up. I'm out here stepping, repping, flow electric, time for the wake up. Got rid of them leeches, weakness, ain't no breaching, God is beside us. Still ride with a in the fleece, I'ma up my piece if you trying to divide us. Still count my blessings, lessons, by confessions, go to the high up. These they come from the cause, we different in breed, could never deny us. I'm removing the scales from my eyes, I see through the lies they pop. Piper, warfare with spiritual forces, fighting the demons, really for lifers. I was stuck in the state of me trying to survive. I was ready to rise and ready to thrive and cut off the poisonous ties. Ain't no heart in the game, but even the courage we live in the wizard of eyes. Get the money and change, you ruin the vibes and checking and jiving. In a turbulent time, and we need a spiritual teaching to keep us alive. No more selling us lies or selling beside me while the enemy hide. Yeah, I'm feeling a change in order. Treading dangerous waters. The demise of falsely idols. Get exposed through code and morals. Ooh. I get the remedy, God is the centerpiece. Pray for my enemies, pray for my enemies. I get the tendency, you kinda finicky, huh? Dot on his head, dot on his nose. Follow the lamb, don't follow the goat. Pray for the homie, he died from. I've been dealing, shedding skin till I make my way up. I'm out here stepping, repping, flow electric, time for the wake up. Got rid of them leeches, weakness, ain't no breaching, God is beside us. Still ride with a cook in the fleece, I'ma up my piece if you trying to divide us. Still count my blessings, lessons, by confessions, go to the high up. These ain't come from the cause, we different in breed, could never deny us. I'm removing the scales from my eyes, I see through the lies they pop. Piper, warfare with spiritual forces, fighting the demons, really for lifers.
What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Name existed forever, means victory, helper. Whole name means protector, shorten it by 2 letters. Without the IR at the end, the reincarnated Gil Scott living in the again. The World Cup in Moscow with a blonde who's a 10. Pen when I speak is like a lottery win. Quote my total, multi-mogul. So fly out to walk in any spot, every be soaking. From a time when was stronger, today's streets are calmer. They used to kill for shade sneaks and bombers. My name existed forever. Before Christians came in America, even better. With click sounds in their mouths was language for humans. With stick figures and K's, my name's written fluid. Nasty like way before even Rome had a sewage. For 50,000 years ago, if I could choose its origin, since there's nothing to gain by assuming, I'ma say the definition of my name, the truest. I shocked them like real product. Creep with baddies in sequence, dresses with high strung. Fresh off the jet, you can see my vision where I've come. How much time y'all got? Yo, Preem, let's drop something.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
DNA of King James, kin of St. Michael. Polygamous minded, 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the talk. That's foul like a stop in Frisk, New York. At 20, I said I better quit by 30 than my 30. I thought by 40 rapping is corny. How wrong was I? Never would have thought that 50 new songs by Nas would be hard and live. I leave them scared like when they hear their name called, but ain't nobody there. The definition of my name probably started where I rode the E-train, fingers covered in ink stains. Writing was like an escape inside it, leave the beat flame. It was Rod, Kane, Coogee, and Chris. Few names like Cool James, Face, Cube, and Rick. That was musically sick, successful and unnatural. I throw these songs in a cyanide capsule. The truth is poison to any fraud. Demigod, rocking suits and shoes, going against any odds. How could you hate me? I survived the 80s, the D's, the trauma, embalming fluid and laced. Inhale fumes from a stove cup. The show's booked up. I chose to take the world over. Look up.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. what defines my name.
Hey, yo, 30 years later, Illmatic was dropped. Yeah, man, what the am I doing?
Hey, yo, Prim, chill. I got the rhymes, you got the beats.
All right.
30 years later, we back in the streets, we back in the lab.
All right, then. Let's go, Nas.
It's time. It's album time.
Yeah, time.
It's time. Black is time.
Premiere album still gonna happen.
Yeah. I've been dealing, shedding skin till I make my way up. I'm out here stepping, repping, flow electric, time for the wake up. Got rid of them leeches, weakness, ain't no breaching. God is beside us, still ride with a in the fleece. I'ma up my piece if you trying to divide us. Still count my blessings, lessons, my confessions, go to the higher.
Just across the Hudson from downtown Manhattan, we welcome you inside MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. On the visitors' sideline, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin. His team fired up and ready for this one. Opposite him, the Jets' Aaron Glenn. This guy's come in off what he described as a strong week of practice, looking to put one in the win column in front of these home fans. Mike Tirico with Greg Olsen. We're ready to start year 2 together in the booth. Off we go from MetLife Stadium. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. Well, here come the Steelers, and that's the sight that looks odd, but people were looking to see after keeping us waiting all spring. Year 21 in the league for Aaron Rodgers, his first as the Steelers quarterback.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week 1 of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation, it all gets settled on the field. New coaches, new teams, rookies playing their first time. Man, it's just an exciting time of year, and I'm pumped to be calling it alongside you.
They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. Rodgers here on second down. And this ball's going to be incomplete. And Freiermuth, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up a third down. In the shotgun, it's A-Rod. He doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. One of his teammates there to take it back in. And he's going to take it in for the touchdown. In the right spot at the right time. The fumble, not a turnover, but a TD. And that is the way to start a game. Not just score, but, Greg, score quickly. A nice opening drive for the first 6 points.
Well, it seems like the hour spent on that opening game script was time well spent. I mean, to take the ball right down the field that quickly, right out of the gates, that's a pretty good opening drive and an early 6 points.
Chris Boswell on for the point after. His kick is good. And the Steelers have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. Boswell now. To return, it's Isaiah Davis. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback, plays college ball at Virginia Tech. It's Tyrod Taylor.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves. They got a new season, new opportunity. And I still do this at a high level. And, man, you get through that first game, and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
He'll swing this out wide to Herbert. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Here's 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
To throw is Taylor. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
They'll run straight ahead with Herbert. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. Not what you want to see quarter 1 of week 1. From the 41, here's 2nd down and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Herbert. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Cameron Hayward, the former All-Pro, in on the tackle.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up
3rd and 6.
Cowboy 80. Warrior 70. Let's go.
Throwing, Taylor. And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. Going to be 4th down.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down, or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
So on 4th down, out comes Austin McNamara to punt for New York. And he overhit that just a bit. Lands beyond the goal line, and that is a touchback. So, Greg, on come the Steelers, and this is just the consistent line in the NFL. We love sitting with Mike Tomlin, talking about his team. He's colorful, he's energetic, but he just wins 21 consecutive seasons. The Steelers have been 500 or better, 18 of those under Mike Tomlin. What is it about this guy that gets this team regularly to a winning record?
Well, Mike, you mentioned Mike Tomlin, and I'm with you. I'm not sure you enjoy sitting down with an NFL head coach more than we do when we sit down with Mike. And you hear it all the time. Do they have a pulse for the locker room? No. Mike Tomlin knows when to put his arm around you and love you. He knows when to kick you in the behind to get you going. And a lot of times, Mike, we've seen him kick his best, most talented players out the door. They don't play there anymore. So he has a great pulse. But now all of that is great, but they've got to get over the hump. You mentioned 4 to 5 years, wild card loss. The consistency is great, but there's some rumblings in Pittsburgh now, Mike. Can they get over the hump? And I think this is a big year and still a big question mark at the quarterback position.
They get 14 on that hookup. Good for a Steeler first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
No run. This is Jalen Warren. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage, but when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
It's a gain of 20.
They'll run straight ahead with Warren, and they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And I'll tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
And he'll get about 3 as he's forced out of bounds. It is 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And he'll take it on in. Calvin Austin. Touchdown Steelers. Aaron Rodgers' career touchdown throw 504. But number 1 as a Pittsburgh Steeler. Greg, offensive coordinators script the start of the game. This script has read perfectly. What a great start for this offense.
It just seems like every play this offensive coordinator dials up is perfectly timed and then perfectly executed. They've been aggressive, they've been efficient right since the start of this one. And I'll tell you what, Mike, if they continue to build on this lead here early, this is going to be a long day for this defense.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. On the return, here comes Davis. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Jets offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They're an early hole, 14-0. Gotta start digging out soon. Begin this drive, 1st and 10. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
19 Charger, 19 Charger.
Here's Taylor. He'll get back to Wilson. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. 1st and 10.
That's good for a Jets. 1st down.
A toss to Herbert. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
And 11.
Ready,
Back to throw is Taylor. That's caught. It's Braylon Allen. And he'll be out of bounds after a gain of 9. They'll go about trying to convert on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
let's go now. Shut up.
They'll try and run for it with Herbert. Trying to drive his way forward. I'm not sure he got there. Going to depend on the mark, but yeah, he's short. Short, and it's 4th down. The Jets have it here to start quarter number 2. They've got it with 4th and 1 straight ahead. Taylor looking to throw. He's got his man complete to Wilson. And he will score! Garrett Wilson. Touchdown, New York.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback, they get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
The veteran Nick Folk here for the extra point. He gets it to go. And the Jets are on the board. It's now 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense and Aaron Rodgers getting ready to go once more. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
When you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion. And even the one year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to the defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass heavy, they're the spread attack, they've got unbelievable weapons on the outside. Obviously, Joe Burrow, a quarterback, but it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in, make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Rodgers. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. From the 31, here's second and 8. Rodgers going up top again. He finds Austin with the grab. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
That's another Steelers first down.
On first and 10, it's Warren. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
He's got it inside the 5. And he is out of bounds at the 4-yard line. This has been some kind of march downfield now, and they pay it off with 6. It's first and goal. Trying to create some space, but will not find much. He'll get a yard. They'll mark it at the 3.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal.
Warren is into the end zone for a Steeler touchdown.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
And look at this, the extra point is blocked. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Davis now to return it. Now an opening past the 30. A good return as he takes it across the 30. Garrett Wilson and the Jets offense now heading back onto the field. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Young quarterbacks, new coaching staffs, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And, Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organizations.
Oh, absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So, no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
And they won't let him get away. He's out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's go. Hawk 7. Hawk 70.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. And he will not quite get to the markers. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route. And then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. There's Mike Tomlin, the longtime head man in Pittsburgh. His Steelers get set to take over once more. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making I'm going for it on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked the touchback, we got the ball at the 20. It wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, Rodgers. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
3rd down and 17.
Now Rodgers. He's going to air one out for Metcalf. And he's going to take this one all the way. 76 yards. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. For Metcalf, 48 TD grabs in 6 years with Seattle. That his first with Pittsburgh. They get the job done in the air. Greg, that is a play we see often. It's also a play we see work very often.
Mike, that 4 vertical route, it puts a ton of pressure on the secondary. But in order to do that, you have to give your quarterback time for those receivers to get downfield. Give credit to the offensive line. That's exactly what they did. They're able to take advantage for the strength.
Boswell adds the extra point. And the Steelers add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. On the return, here comes Davis. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. Garrett Wilson and the Jets offense now heading back onto the field. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender at him, maybe. Look at what he's done. Whatever the defense has tried in the first half, it hasn't worked.
Ready? Liking 18. Ready?
Taylor. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He was looking for Garrett Wilson there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Come on, set! Panther 60, Panther 60, go!
Now, Taylor. Pass, he's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but this is going to go down as a big loss on the play. And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one.
Previous play is under review.
At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one over. And they say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble.
Ready.
3rd and 11.
Ready.
They'll throw out of the gun. He connects. It's in the hands of Reynolds. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
Austin McNamara in one formation.
So, halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hanson, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Today is the day we've been working towards all summer, the debut of our new halftime show. So without further ado, let's roll. Our trip around the NFL starts now, and it starts with a good one in the AFC West. And it's LA's leading receiver as a rookie last year, Ladd McConkey. And as night falls on a fantastic first Sunday of football, a look here at the rest of the action on a hectic first day of the NFL's regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we get you back out to the second half and rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Davis now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Jets offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback group and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. He's healthy. He's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba. He has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete. Second and 10.
He was defended by Jalen Ramsey.
They'll look to throw yet again. That is brought in at the 10. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up first and goal.
Jets. First down. First and goal.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal.
19, ready.
Now, faking the give. And hauled in at the 2. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
Second and goal at the Steelers' 2-yard line.
Allen is into the end zone for a Jets touchdown. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Now Folk on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Jets are able to cut into the deficit.
Steelers 27, Jets 14.
After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. To return is Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. There's Mike Tomlin, the longtime head man in Pittsburgh. His Steelers get set to take over once more. Now, Greg, to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top of mind for you as we start 2025 here?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals, and you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow is the best player in the league. I mean, he was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati average? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They might not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild card spots.
Why don't you flip it over? Who are the guys who watch from the NFC?
You know, I think Dallas is going to find themselves, just the fact that I know the division is difficult. Obviously, Philadelphia remains really strong. Does Washington kind of regress a little bit back now in year 2? They were the high-profile, big splash team of last year. Do they regress to the median? Time will tell. But I think healthy Dallas, healthy Dak, healthy Micah Parsons, like that roster that we saw play last year is not the roster on paper that we expected to see. So I think Dallas has a chance. I think San Francisco always is going to be a team, again, dealt with their own injuries last year with McCaffrey and all the stuff on defense. So I think San Francisco and Dallas are 2 perennial teams we expect to be in the playoff hunt. They missed out last year. I wouldn't be shocked to see them back in it again this year.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. This one grabbed by Austin. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a first down.
A gain of 14. First down, Steelers.
And that was just a simple read that time. He knew his guy was going to come open in the middle of the field based on the look they gave. All he had to do was let the play develop and then deliver a strike to pick up the first down.
And this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch, found nothing. And they get him down well behind the line.
So much of what makes a toss play so good is it allows you to get the ball on the perimeter of the defense really quickly, and it doesn't stress all of your backside blocking. But on the downside, it does get your running back running east and west. They're running sideways for the first couple steps, and with a defense that can run to the ball, room to get you down for a loss.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
That's third down.
On third down, Rodgers. That deep for the back of the end zone. That one incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot. And now it is 4th down. Here comes Chris Boswell to try a field goal. This officially a 58-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will extend their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
On the return, here comes Davis. And he'll be brought down just beyond. On the 25-yard line. Greg, for the Jets, the reset button hit again after 5 and 12 in the Aaron Rodgers few seasons. Now it is start brand new again, this time with Aaron Glenn leading the charge.
Well, you talk about Aaron Glenn, Mike, and you think the job he did as defensive coordinator over the last couple years in Detroit with the maybe the rebuild of all rebuilds alongside Dan Campbell. So can he now do it again as the head coach? The number one question, what's everyone asking, Mike, is Justin Fields the quarterback of the future? And I'm not sure any of us are ready to answer that question right now, but can they build a culture of winning? Can they get this Jets organization back on track where they can compete for division titles?
That one down the field, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete. It is 3rd and long.
Peyton Wilson on the coverage.
Let go.
Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult. Defensively, it'll set up a 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
On the handoff, this is Warren. And he'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 6. The shotgun, it's A-Rod. And that is incomplete. But there is a flag down into the play, backed by the quarterback. Let's see.
Automatic 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Well, we see a lot of this as they begin the 4th quarter on the ground. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal coming up. He takes this down to about the 5.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stop it.
Here's Warren. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here now, 2nd down and goal.
brings up 2nd and goal.
One more time with Warren. Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he is going to come up short. Now it appears we've got a Steeler injured on that play. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. Half yard, that's all they need on this 3rd and goal. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start. The big bodies in there for 3rd and goal. They'll run the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
How about this for a goal line stand, Mike? Your back's against the wall, back-to-back plays you hold tight. They set themselves up here to defend a 4th and goal try.
They'll try it now with Warren. A good blocking, and he's in. Jaylen Warren. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. That his 2nd touchdown now here in the season opener. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
On for the extra point is Boswell. He's got it. And the Steelers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Jets offense ready to take over possession of the football. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be a tough feeling.
Yeah, we've never spoken to a team before their week 1 matchup where they didn't tell us this is the best training camp they've ever had, it's the best roster they've ever had. I mean, how many times have we heard that? So, in this case, though, Mike, I think they have to be careful that you don't overcorrect. Of course, this did not go according to plan. This is not what they've been building to through their entire offseason schedule, but it's still also just one game. So, don't throw everything in the garbage and start all over. Don't throw out all the hard work from the previous offseason. Stay the course, fix what went wrong, improve, and move on to week 2.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
19 right, 19 Tiger, 19.
To throw is Taylor. Open man is Matchie. He's got it. We'll try to go up tempo here as they hustle to the line.
And the Jets, 1st down.
Ready?
1st and 10.
They'll run. It's Davis. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Ready?
At the 44-yard line.
Throwing Taylor. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
That one caught by Smith. His 2nd catch of the drive. This one good for 15 and a 1st down.
Good for a Jets. 1st down.
Let's go.
Here's Taylor. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's close to another 1st down. He's brought down just shy of the marker. From the 33, here's 2nd and 2.
Fix the Eagles, fix the Eagles.
Here's Davis. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no good. Looking to convert for the 3rd time on this drive. They'll need another here. It's 3rd and 2. And it looks like he's going to have a first down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
You can see that he was trying to find something downfield, trying to take a shot there on 3rd and short, but really nice job understanding there was nothing downfield, no need to force it. Get the ball underneath, get a fresh set of downs, and start over.
And he's close to another first down. Brought down just shy of the marker.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the Steelers' 20-yard line.
Second and a yard.
Ready, ready.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That one, taken in. Arian Smith. Touchdown, Jets. And that's a football to hold on to forever. His first NFL touchdown in his very first NFL game.
At this stage of the game, the score is really irrelevant. You want to try to build something positive towards the end of this game, and I think that score will help do just that.
The decision is made. The offense will stay out there and go for 2.
Here we go.
Will line up
Ready.
for a 2-point
Back to throw is Taylor. The pressure got to him. He was hit as he threw it. It's incomplete, and they come up empty, trying for 2.
Anytime you fail on a 2-point try, there's always going to be second guessing about whether that was the right play call. In this case, they decided to throw the ball, which I like. You just need better execution, and they end up coming up a little short.
There's Mike Tomlin, the longtime head man in Pittsburgh. His Steelers get sent to take over once more. And a few kneel downs to do it here. Defensively, they do still have those 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Right away, they'll try a jet sweep. And some good running there. He'll fall forward for about 7.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the first down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that game.
Austin brought in motion. Here's a handoff to Warren. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track.
That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the safety, Andre Cisco.
Rodgers pass. Intercepted. The Jets take over 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake, and you're not going to get away with it at this level.
So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. They'll start really in field goal territory already, but they're looking for more. Offense got it 1st and 10. Taylor looking to throw. A dive and a catch. Incredible. Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts. Clock will stop with an even 20 seconds to go.
So every team practices this on both sides of the ball. They call it sudden change. So in this case, the offense takes the field quickly following the defensive takeaway, and now you want to get off to a fast start, generate a quick play, and spark your possession, and it's exactly what they're able to do here, picking up that first down.
There's the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. That's to the end zone, but just too far out in front. That one's incomplete. So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And he's close to the goal line. Won't have the touchdown, but he does pick it up on 3rd down. And we'll get whistles and a timeout, so they will stop the clock. Closing seconds, game decided, but timeout anyway. From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. Back to the air one more time. And that is incomplete, but now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar. The defense still arguing about that pass interference call, but their focus needs to be a stop. They face 1st and goal. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. Do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. Vote now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Jets are able to cut the deficit to 10.
37, Jets 27.
Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he is going to be taken down, and that is going to do it. So this one, a win for the visiting Steelers. And it's likely a satisfying one for quarterback Aaron Rodgers as he defeats his former team. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.